Usos with even more dime store Roman Reigns apparel.
So, whatever happens with that one. I don't see DIY losing to those guys. The next match that's been announced so far is Asuka versus Nikki Cross versus Billie Kay versus Peyton Royce. I think that it won't happen in this match, but I think they have found in Nikki Cross the person that's going to beat Asuka finally. And I think they're going to do it at Takeover Orlando, so when they can get him in a solo match. But I think that's the person to do it. I've only seen very little of her, but I've seen enough to know that she's good. And she's got something that I think that's what they're going to do with her. And then you can take Asuka and she'll, be on Raw and hopefully SmackDown.
As far as my take on Nikki Cross and that match, if you want to know what I think, just back the tape up a little bit and play it again. Because I swear, the first time I've only seen the same way, limited stuff, but I saw like a couple of matches and I'm like, that's the girl. That's her. Yeah, man. And of course it pains me because I'm an Asuka freak. But it's neat. When you get the story right, it's cool. And when you see Nikki Cross, it's like, oh, the story's right, buddy.
I hate it I freaking like Peyton. I think I want one of the guys.
Yeah, that's cool.
I thought maybe I don't think she wasn't the person to beat Asuka for that title, and they thought Ember Moon was. No, she's not.
I don't think that either.
When you see Nikki and you turn on that show, you go, like, "Oh, he was right."
Yeah. Okay.
And then the stuff that's been announced so far, there's going to be Roderick Strong and that Cien Almos dude. It's another one that I'm kind of like. Let me guess which one's going on first.
Seriously, who's jerking that curtain?
But they'll do something hopefully cool because it's a Roderick Strong match. But and there's a lot of people like that Cien Almas guy, but I'm just like, I haven't seen much to really like.
That's my thing. I can't trash the guy. I haven't seen enough stuff. But Roddy, it's neat they finally got Roddy. I mean, God, people have been. It's neat. I think that's kind of cool. I'm excited about seeing him. And also, that kind of plays back into our first thing with, and maybe I'm totally wrong about this, but if you are going to move Bobby up, okay, Bobby was the guy everyone waited for forever. And now, okay, Roddy, we got a guy we've been waiting on. So it's cool. They're not the same at all, but just like the sentimentality kind of thing is maybe kind of similar.
So then Sunday night we'll have the Royal Rumble match.
That is, just so you guys know, man, that is mutually our favorite pay-per-view of the year. We love it, and one of the main reasons we love it is it's a big old battle royal where you get individual storylines, but also it's Road to WrestleMania is the greatest thing in the world. Speculating on what you think is going to happen for WrestleMania is the best, and this is really where it officially kicks off, man. So I'm ecstatic because I'm with the man. I always love the Rumble, man. So I can't wait.
What's been announced so far, you can have WWE Championship on the line, the AJ Styles and John Cena. That's a kind of a. I think that's to say what's going to happen to that match is probably a tip of the cap or a spoiler for what will probably happen in the Rumble. But you have AJ versus Cena, Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns, Charlotte Flair versus Bayley, and Neville versus Rick Swann. I'm sure they'll probably work in something else, probably a tag title match with Cesaro and Sheamus versus. Hopefully they'll drop it to.
For the love of Pete, it's time for them good brothers. Good gracious, man!
And then on to the Royal Rumble match, where elimination occurs when I can't say it.
Unless you're, for Pete's sake. I'm sorry I'm doing so bad with names tonight, man. That's just no good at all, man.
That's supposed to be my Finkel if you...
It's pretty... It sounds good, man. Seriously. Unless you're Kofi Kingston, who cannot be eliminated. I love it. That's one of the greatest subplots every year is, what the heck is Kofi Kingston going to do this year to avoid this certain elimination? I'm like, man, because everyone's seen the handstand. It's still one of my favorite things I've ever seen. Like, that is so creative. It's just awesome. Yeah, for real. He's just going to let the little wings on his boots are going to start flapping and he'll hover off the ground and fly back into the ring, man. Real quick, I apologize. It's cool. I like the lineup. I'm very good with it, man. And I'm with you. I have very definitive opinions about what I think will happen. And we can do it if you want to. We'll decide that. But I'm stoked about Neville and Rich Swann. That's going to be fun. Yeah. Oh, man, that's going to be a cool match.
It's what people have been saying is the problem with the cruiserweight division for so long. There's no storylines, and now they've got one.
They got one, and it's great
And
too
it's
because
good.
it's like, well, you pull a whole bunch of guys out of nowhere that no one's ever heard of except Ryan Kendrick, and I've enjoyed Kendrick's work. I like the go crazy when I say this. But I like the almost Liger-esque transition of instead of doing aerial stuff, now you're more mat-based, you're submission-based. Now, he ain't Liger, but, Jushin Liger is the only
Who
guy in the
is?
history of the world that's Liger. But it's neat. It's a cool idea where Liger was, okay, figure four and, submission stuff, and that's that kind of, there's a similarity there. And it's cool because it makes him totally different because everyone else is aerial and high-flyer stuff. But the decision to put Neville, oh baby, and a lot of people clamored for it, a lot of people called for it, and a lot of people were right. So I'm glad they listened and got that one done. It's like, sweet, man.
So, man, with what's going on with the AJ and Cena match, kind of basically, I think I bought into what everybody's been speculating. I think Cena wins that match, Taker wins the Rumble to build towards WrestleMania in that match. That's my prediction as far as those matches go.
That's the first thing I thought too. That's the first thing I thought was that Cena ends that rivalry. AJ then gets his spot in the Rumble, and you can start his next feud, which I've got my opinion on what I want it to be, but we'll see about that. Yeah. And then Taker wins Taker winning the Rumble. It's okay one way or the other. I myself would much rather have Finn Balor win the Rumble because then it plays into my AJ style. I'll try to make it quick because I don't mean to get all sidetracked. What I want to see, it's crazy, but I like it. Made me excited. AJ loses the title to Cena. AJ then gets Cena's spot in the Royal Rumble, and at some point during the night, man, you wind up with AJ Styles and Finn Balor and Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows in the ring. So it's like this kind of like, it's cool. You've got the two leaders, you've got the guys that make the club, and you literally put the Balor Club over with the three of them ganging up on AJ Styles and eliminating him.
That works.
I would love that because then it ties into my WrestleMania thing, which I'll try not to go crazy on here simply because if I tell you all this stuff and then the Rumble does nothing like this, it's dumb. So I'll just keep that between us. I've already bored him to death with it, so I'll keep it. But I think it's a cool idea because my thing with Undertaker is what I want Taker to do is come out on SmackDown Tuesday night and beat the ever-loving snot out of John Cena for the championship. And then come out the next week and cut the promo where the whole thing was, remember the Survivor Series where I was threatening everybody about, by golly, show up and do well or you're going to be in trouble, la-di-da. You know who wasn't there to hear that message? Hollywood Johnny. You were nowhere around because that's the whole thing. We had to rely on Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton and they got it done, but you weren't around. So you don't get that title belt. And the main point is, the main setup is that if they are looking to retire The Undertaker, and it all depends on how the booking of the match, all depends on whether or not Undertaker wants to hang them up. Because every single year, all of us decide, it's Taker's last match. Well, I'm pretty sure he's going to make the call on that. But it's just, if Undertaker is looking to retire, have him snatch the belt off Cena as quick as he can, then build it up, and then what you have is a career versus the record. Not tying the record, but breaking the record, because we're both Ric Flair fanatics. Worship Ric Flair, love the guy together. 16 times doesn't mean nothing. I don't give a crap if somebody goes Henry Aaron and becomes a 755-time champ. Still ain't Ric Flair. It's as simple as that. It's like Henry Aaron hit 755 home runs. Babe Ruth is still Babe Ruth. It's okay. They're both great. You can love them both. It's the exact same thing. All the Cena kids can have a great time with John and all right. He can, again, it doesn't matter. The record's not a big deal, except that you can promote the record. You can promote setting the record. I think that's a cool idea if Taker wants to retire. If he doesn't, eliminate all that crap I said about SmackDown, have Cena and Taker go to WrestleMania, and Taker beats him there. Because then you get two main events out of it, and Cena will get the belt back and the record and all that stuff at a pay-per-view nobody wants to watch.
That's the other wrinkle that comes up when you're talking about Taker and WrestleMania, and they've already announced WrestleMania 34 is coming back to New Orleans.
How's he not going to go for an exorcism?
How does he not show up at that WrestleMania?
How does he not have the exorcism match?
For real. So, will they do the night after WrestleMania, booking the year-long match like they did before? And at WrestleMania 34, we'll have the career versus the record match. But that's basically guaranteeing people that Cena won't lose for an entire year.
Yeah, which nobody wants.
So
nobody wants. Make no mistake.
Get ready for the crowd to riot.
I got in an argument with somebody about this. It's just stupid. I get in internet arguments because I'm an idiot. Excuse me. But I got in one the other day, and it was a picture of AJ Styles, who I love to tiny little pieces. Love AJ Styles. It's a picture of AJ Styles in his Georgia Bulldog gear, which is just cool because he's a fan and it's neat because he's local. And it's him doing the AJ Styles thing, and it's all good. And it's like, if you want to see why SmackDown beat Raw in the ratings, here's your answer. And that is simply not true. SmackDown beat Raw in the ratings one time, and it was because some jackass Hollywood movie guy was coming back. Everybody knows it, except it. That's it. The reason SmackDown is infinitely better than Raw every week. You want to put a picture of AJ Styles on that? Now you got an argument. You got a case there. That's the point right there. But yeah, dude, what I want to see at New Orleans WrestleMania, which I'm bummed they're getting it again. I shouldn't be such a jerk about it, but I want Atlanta to get one.
It's too soon.
It's so soon. It is so soon.
WrestleMania 30 was just there. I was lucky enough to be there.
Yeah,
and man, I just do not have that love and affection for that town that a lot of people around here do.
I've never been, so I can't say. But I've heard the man, and I understand.
The French Quarter is banging. It's pretty. It's all good. But Katrina was a long time ago, and it is still a trash hole. It is just awful. I'm trying not to swear or anything.
Yeah,
but that's in the Superdome of all
Superdome.
the arenas to get the Falcons just right up the road are getting the new Mercedes-Benz stadium will be here. Whatever they're going to call the Superdome, I don't know.
It's going to cost us $11 just saying that. It's like $500 to possibly buy tickets one day, and it's like $47 for a hot dog and $11 to say the name.
Of all the towns that need a new football stadium, that's the one. The Superdome is a toilet.
Yeah, it's very frustrating because that's not to do politics, because that's one thing we don't want to do here. But
not into it.
We were discussing a little bit off camera earlier, and the one political thing I will tell you about myself is this: any stronghold by any one party in any one place for too long is a disaster, and unfortunately New Orleans is a good example of that. And it stinks. It stinks to say that, but it's the truth. And so you start getting these funds and all these backers for a new stadium, and all of a sudden they decide the Superdome has to be this shrine to this freaking catastrophe that you idiot politicians really helped cause. I'm not saying you invented hurricanes, but boy, there was an awful lot of money set aside to, help the city that never got there. And so that's the whole thing. Now you're swallowing that, but well, no, we got to keep the Superdome forever. So whatever taxes, whatever money you would raise to build something, no, well, just pocket it. And it's frustrating. That stuff is so frustrating because New Orleans, again, I've never been. One of my things about New Orleans is this, though. My mama lived there for a little while. We went to high school with a kid from New Orleans.
Yeah.
His name was Nick Fortuna. I'm giving Nick a shout out. I haven't seen you in years, man, but if for some reason you watch this, how you doing, man? But he was always such a cool guy that I just had this real affinity. It was just neat because he's just a cool dude. So I just think the town deserves better than to be treated like that. The people in New Orleans deserve way better than the politicians they have. It's frustrating.
The town has a lot of good going for it. I enjoy the town, and one of the, I don't know if it's a dirty secret about what goes on in the business of WWE and WrestleMania is not only is the whole city of New Orleans celebrating next year the tricentennial.
I think that's what they say.
Tricentennials. What they try to make that as one of the reasons why they're going back. Well, they're going back because anytime the WWE does a WrestleMania anywhere, they get the building for free.
There you have it.
And hey, that's good enough reason to go. It's smart, but you were just there.
Yeah,
and it's just the place needs a lot of work, and the arena needs. Talk about all the towns that need a new stadium. They're top of the list as far as I'm concerned. And hopefully this will be the ball that'll get rolling for them to do that and get that rebuilt.
I feel the same way about Atlanta getting a new stadium because I mean, New Orleans is fun, New Orleans is cool, but let's be blunt.
Yep.
Hartsfield alone makes it. Everyone comes here anyway.
Yeah.
So now that you've got some real stiff competition, because the Georgia Dome's the Georgia Dome. It ain't great, but it sure ain't what they're building now.
Oh yeah.
So now you've got this.
We don't like the Georgia Dome either, so don't get all butthurt about us not liking the Superdome. The Georgia Dome's a toilet too, and I'm glad to see it.
The Superdome has a whole lot more personality and a lot more history and a lot more character, and I get it. I just hate that personality and character and history has left y'all stranded with that stadium. It's just I hate it, man.
Yeah.
But but there's legit straight up competition now for indoor facilities. So it's like Atlanta, New Orleans,